What's going on, everybody? My name's Dr. P, and today was a pretty big day for Fortnite because LEGO Fortnite came out, and it's a pretty dang big deal. So I wanted to make this video to teach you guys the basics to help you understand what to do when you're first starting out. Because if you're anything like me, it was a little bit confusing because of keybinds being a little bit different, this, that, and the other. So keep it here, and we'll cover a wide variety of different topics. Upon loading into your new world, you're going to want to create a campfire, and the way to do that is to go around and just hit some trees or a bush or pick it up off the ground until you have 3 wood. Build the campfire and then go back out and get 13 wood. 13 wood is what you need to start your simple shack. Then all that's left is to select it in the building menu and then put down the appropriate pieces in the template where it says to put it down. You could also freestyle and just start building a house that way, but it is definitely a lot more difficult to line up in some areas, like it's kind of uneven, so I kind of just like to stick to the template for now. To really make it a home, from there you should go and acquire 10 more wood to create a bed, put it down in your simple shack, and ta-da, you've created your first home base. Now, gathering resources with your hands is very slow and a lot of times impossible, so to speed that up, you're going to want to get some tools. And that all starts with a crafting table, which you can create with 5 wood and 5 granite. Granite, much like wood, can be found scattered in piles across the map, but the difference starting out with granite is you can't really hit it without a tool, so you have to pick up the one by one individual pieces of it on the ground. Once you got that bad boy crafted up, then you can create your tools. You can create various things like shovels, swords, pickaxes, and hatchets. Using one of these tools while performing the appropriate action will greatly speed up the process and yield more material. Eventually, you're going to run into a need for some planks, so this is how you create a lumber mill. You need 8 wood and 15 granite to create the lumber mill, and that will allow you to do various different things with wood. The main thing is being able to create planks, which are very important in many different crafting recipes and upgrades. Additionally, there will also be a time where you need to get better equipment, better tools, so you can not only mine and cut things quicker, but also be able to do that to bigger, more rare items. This can be achieved by upgrading your crafting table. Now, this is going to take 8 planks and 3 shells. Now, you might be asking, what is a shell? Well, allow me to explain. There is a creature in this game called the roller. Now, the roller is kind of hard to locate if you're not inside of a cave. Inside of a cave, they're kind of everywhere, but if you're just out and about on the surface, really the only way to find them is by just walking around and hoping they burst out of the ground and start attacking you. Which is a perfect segue into the next part I want to talk about, which is combat. Now, I definitely do not recommend fighting anything except maybe spiders or chickens or something really harmless with your bare hands. You're gonna need a weapon. Now, to start out, the 2 most likely weapons that you'll come across are the short sword or the crossbow. Both have their pros and cons. With the crossbow, you've got to keep making ammunition as well as the bow, and you got to aim. With the sword, you can kind of just walk in there and start hitting them, but you also are a little bit more exposed. There are a lot of different enemies in this game, and certain ones have different things they can do to you, different abilities. Now, the roller has one where it comes at you so fast that really the only way you can dodge it is by quite literally using the new dodge feature that they've added to LEGO Fortnite. That's why, for me, it might be something else for you. And just like the tools used to gather resources, the swords and the weapons will improve with power as you improve your workbench. Next up, we've got one of my favorite features, which is visitors. Now, in order to have visitors, you've got to set up a town square, which is something that happens pretty early on. There are many different levels you can get your village to, max level 10, with each tier leveling you up, having more perks that you can have. Now, just by unlocking the first level, you start to attract visitors over to your village. When you see a visitor in your village, you can talk to them and ask them to stay and to live in your village in return for some work around the place. Now, You gotta have a bed for them. You gotta make sure a bed is in place for them to sleep, and you've gotta make sure that there is a crafting table available in the village for them to use for certain tasks. But from there, you can just talk to them again and assign them something to do. You can have them go around and collect resources. You can have them come with you and fight. They'll help defend your village at night when it starts to get attacked. There's so many different things that these villagers can do to help you. Not all visitors are created the same though, as some are definitely a little more high priority. When talking to Bright Bomber, I got this notification which said in order to attract someone like Meowscles, we're gonna need a lot of furniture to decorate the place. On top of that, when people come to your village, they could be pretty picky and have certain things that they need from you before they actually are willing to live there. Most of the time, this can simply be done by upgrading your village level. Do not underestimate the power of your villagers going out there and harvesting resources on your behalf. It can really speed things up in the early game. Next up, let's talk about growing some crops. So for this, you're going to need to go to your crafting table and create a shovel. Then dig straight into the ground until you get 2 soil. That's how much you need for each garden plot. Then from there, go out into the wild and find some animals, usually some cows, herding up, and then look on the ground. You should find some fertilizer, which is really just a big pile of poop. Kinda gross, but I'm picking them up nonetheless. You need 1 of these for every 2 pieces of soil that you have. The final ingredient that you need is the seed to plant itself. Now, you can create some seeds with a grain mill, but that recipe is only unlocked once you discover granite slab, which can only be found in caves, which is kind of not something you would do right away. But have no fear. Walking around the map, finding some of these abandoned homes, searching them, and also following this butterfly that appears out of nowhere every now and then, which leads you to a chest, has yielded me a lot of seeds without ever going to find granite slab yet. From there, simply head back to your home base and open the building menu, select garden plot, put down as many as you would like, and then open the inventory menu on those garden plots and put in your seeds. Your seeds will grow over time until they're fully grown, at which case you can then harvest them as a really easy and quick source of food, because you do need to eat in this game to make sure you don't die, you know? All in all, I'm having such an amazing time on this. I mean, I'm literally addicted to this. Pretty amazing stuff and really cool stuff Epic is doing right here. Of course, over the next 2 days, we've got Rocket Racing and Fortnite Festival along with the brand new Chapter 5 map. Definitely let me know your thoughts on LEGO Fortnite. Let me know how you're enjoying it so far. Be sure to use code DRP in the Fortnite item shop if you so enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.